I hear another voice of a man in the crowd saying, see, at least you've got something to give him. What's he going to want to do with me? Down in the corner, there's a fella standing there holding a sign. Need money. Help me. Any little bit of help. Food for the homeless. Please help. I'm a beggar. What in the world is that man? Look at him. A parade. Look at him. With his seamless garment. Look at him. Everybody worship. What is he going to do with me? I've got nothing to give him. I lost my job a few years ago. It went downhill from there. Hell on earth. Missed a few bills. You know what they ended up doing to me? They threw me in prison. Debtor's prison. It's a miracle that I'm out. In the midst of all that, lost my house. Lost my family. My wife said, I can't live like this with the kids. She took the kids and ran back off to her mom and daddy's house. And here I sit on the street now holding a sign, begging, just hoping that somebody will give me a few denarius just to make it through the day. I'm a beggar. I have nothing. It's a miracle I still have my mind and my health and these old rags that I'm wearing now that you call clothes. And I imagine another voice. I imagine a man belly laughing and standing there, and the crowd looks to turn and see who in the world, what person in their right mind would laugh at this poor beggar's story. Who in the world would ever mock or make fun of somebody who's being down and out? He's laughing. And they turned and looked and saw the most immaculate man you've ever seen. Standing tall, hair fixed, not one hair out of place. Y'all, gel, hairspray, pomade, he had it all. He was wearing the most expensive robe you've ever laid eyes on. I mean, somehow, I don't know how you do it. Getting wrinkles out of robes is near impossible. With our irons, they use coal to try to heat. But he didn't have not one wrinkle, not one stain. His brand new shiny leather sandals. He's standing on a dirt road, but he don't even have a speck of dust. His hands, his beard. Y'all, you should see it. I mean, this ain't no Oscilla preacher beard that looks like he's trying to go a tuft of cotton on his chin. No, I'm talking about he had a beard. Oh, you would envy. He had used that beard balm there, and it was shiny and slick. It was, cut. His hands and his feet clean. Looked like he had just gotten his toenails and his fingernails done at the spa. What's that called? Manicure and pedicure. Oh, he looked so good. And there he stood, laughing at a beggar. Y'all imagine with me. And this beggar turns and looks and says, how dare you laugh at me, looking like the governor, looking like a senator. Who do you think you are? He says, I'm sorry, sir. I don't mean to laugh at you. But you said you were grateful that you had your mind and your health and these rags. You had 3 times more than I ever did. I was standing in a crowd just like this one. Actually, the crowd was in me. See, I was a sinner. I didn't think it was going to bother anybody. It wasn't a bad sin. I wasn't hurting anybody. I had no idea that those little sins I was doing behind closed doors where nobody could see and nobody could watch was actually opening a door. I didn't realize that every time I did it, every time I watched it, every time I said it, that somehow there was a crack, a door opening to my soul. There was a spirit who came and oppressed me and sat upon my shoulder and lied to me and said, it ain't hurting anybody. Just ask God to forgive you when you're done. It ain't going to bother anybody. And one day after another, I followed this sin down a path until one day that spirit came into my heart. And he invited another spirit and another spirit and another demon and another devil until, sir, listen to me, he grabbed this beggar. 5,000 demons had possessed me. I'd lost my family. I lost my home. My children were ashamed to say they knew me. But everybody in town knew who I was. I was the maniac living in a cemetery, stripped naked, nothing on my back, my mind gone. I didn't know my name from one day to the next. I had been possessed by legions, by a mob of demons and evil spirits. They controlled me. I would rip my clothes off. I would cut myself trying to kill myself, and it never worked. Throwing myself into the fire, beating my head against the stones. Sir, if you knew where I came from. See, this is the problem. We begin to worship God in church. We see people doing some pretty wild stuff in church and Pentecostal churches and all these things. But y'all, let me tell you, if you knew where they came from, if you knew what they had been through, y'all, it might look crazy now, but you should have seen how crazy they looked before. These demons wreaked havoc in my life. They thrown me out into the streets. I was naked, out of my mind, out of the health. The people in town tried to help me. They put chains and shackles on me so I wouldn't hurt anybody. I would jump on people and try to rob them and try to kill them. They put chains on me. But these demons would come along and these demons would help me hurt people and hurt myself. They would give me supernatural power and I'd be able to break these chains, but I could never break the chains that were on the inside of me. Till one day, there was a storm. I can't begin to describe it to you. It was one of the worst storms I'd ever seen. Those demons on the inside of me were so happy. They were filled with glee. I stood there in that cemetery looking out across the water, and I saw a boat in the middle of the storm, and I could feel in my heart these demons jumping up and down, excited. There I saw a man standing there. I couldn't make him out, but in the lightning and in the thunder and in the rain, there was a man walking on the water, and all of a sudden those demons became afraid. When the storm instantly stopped, suddenly that boat was being drawn along next to this cemetery where I was, and the demons on the inside of me. That man right there, you see him? That man riding on that donkey right there, that was him. I saw his face coming half a mile away, and when I saw him and those demons saw him, those demons knew who he was. You may not know who he is, sir, but those demons that were on the inside, come on, y'all, every demon and devil in hell knows the name of Jesus. Every evil spirit, every principality and power, every might and dominion knows that name. And they threw me down again in the dirt. But this time, it wasn't to hurt myself. It was to worship him, to beg him, please leave us alone. Please don't bother us. Don't drive us out. And if you do, take us and let us go into those pigs over there. Let us run into the pigs. Sir, I was there to bear witness that day that those spirits at his word. See that man riding on the donkey? That man at his word. Every one of those demons, every one of those devils, every one of those spirits, that mob came out of me, jumped into a mob of pigs, and the pigs ran off the cliff and died. Sir, let me tell you, I'm standing here today in my right mind, clothed from head, clothed to tail, shoes on my feet. I'm healthy. I'm whole. My mind is sound because of that man right there. And I'm telling you, sir, if you'll trust him, he'll heal you. He'll deliver you. He'll take a beggar and make you a blessing. He'll change your life, sir. He'll take an alcoholic and get you off the street. He'll take a drug addict and deliver you.